Sawadee krap, I'm JP Mestanza. It's Thursday, September 7th, and you're watching Phuket Xtra, brought to you by PVCPhuket.com. MaAnn Samran, the former chief of the Chungtalay Tambon Administration Organization, the Chungtalay Oboto, has been named guilty of corruption charges in an investigation by the National Anti-Corruption Commission.
MaAnn, along with 3 other officials, stand accused by the NACC of providing illegal and forged documents for the construction of the new Nordic Phuket Water World project in Bang Tao, located on 23 rai of land, promoted as only 150 meters from Bang Tao Beach, and was to feature 5 7-story buildings with 650 housing units, a mini-mart, retail shops, swimming pool, and playgrounds. The project itself is not seeing any criminal charges, but an order has been issued for all structures built on the site to be demolished. The NACC stated that MaAnn and 3 other officials, Kritayu Paibun, Rongrit Chaihanam, and Atawit Kumchampon, had failed to take any action to remove buildings for the condo project in Soi Chungtalay 14, which were built without permission. Back on May 3, 2017, the Banguna Gardens Co. Ltd. submitted an application for permission to construct steel buildings for the main condo project and a small structure to serve as a temporary office. It was approved and issued days later, but the NACC says MaAnn and 2 others later added more text that would allow for the construction of the main building, which the NACC says is a criminal offense. Officials from Chungtalay Oboto were now instructed to take corrective action. An order to demolish the buildings and structures constructed using the now revoked permit has been issued, according to the NACC. For more, visit PhuketNews.com.
Authorities announced the arrest of a 29-year-old man here in Phuket who was wanted for the rape of a 12-year-old girl in Phatthalung province 5 years ago.
Officers from the Central Investigation Bureau arrived in Phuket earlier this week to arrest a man, identified by police only as Somkiat. He was placed under arrest over the rape of a child under 13 years old, along with trespassing. Police say Somkiat, while living in Phatthalung province, had befriended a 12-year-old girl in his community in early March of 2018. The CIB went on to explain that he allegedly had broken into the girl's home and raped her while her parents were outside working. Somkiat was caught but was granted bail and fled Phuket before his trial in Phatthalung began. He's been in Phuket in hiding for the past 5 years, according to authorities, and now he's being sent back to Phatthalung to face justice. For more, visit PhuketNews.com.
I was sure that it'll be easier to clear you from my mind. I wish you fall out from the window, take a bad trip to the ground. See pressure just before you break a bone.
The ongoing saga of the hit-and-run case involving Red Bull Scion Vorayut boss Yuvidya is seeing a new chapter as the National Anti-Corruption Commission, the NACC, has found 15 senior police officers and prosecutors guilty of mishandling the fatal 2012 case.
Back on September 3, 2012, Vorayut, or Boss Red Bull as he's known, rammed his Ferrari into a motorcycle driven by Police Senior Sergeant Major Wichiang Klampraset of Tonglo Police Station in Bangkok and dragged his body around 200 meters from the scene without informing authorities and sped off. The police officer died of his wounds. Boss Red Bull faced several charges, but his lawyers secured postponement after postponement of court proceedings before he finally fled the country in 2017, without ever having served a day in prison for killing a Thai police officer and fleeing in his Ferrari. In 2020, now former Deputy Attorney General Nate Naksuk dropped the remaining charges against Boss Red Bull, citing new evidence, which sparked a firestorm of criticism from the public and prompted Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha to set up the fact-finding committee from the NACC. Now, the NACC is naming not just Nate Naksuk, but also former National Police Chief Police General Somyot Pumpamwang and Police General Pernpun Chitchob, who was recently named Education Minister this week. The panel at the NACC found evidence of intervention by officials, law enforcement agencies, public prosecutors, lawyers, and even witnesses. Among them were 3 prosecutors and several high-ranking police officers. Some were accused of having a role in changing the car's speed at the time of the fatal crash and the sudden appearance of new witnesses, which resulted in reduced charges against Boss Red Bull. The last remaining charge against Boss Red Bull is the reckless driving causing death charge, the statute of limitations of which expires in 2027. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
Drug smugglers were caught trying to carry over a total of 2,857 grams of cocaine onto the island through the airport through their stomachs, and all three are now behind bars.
3 Kenyan women were arrested, including 2 26-year-olds and a 34-year-old. The 3 were placed under arrest after arriving in Thailand through the Phuket International Airport this past Sunday, as Saku police received a tip-off that 3 women would arrive suspected of carrying drugs. While officers found no drugs on them or in their luggage, X-rays were conducted at Phatthalung Hospital where drug sachets were revealed in the contents of the women's stomachs. The women were detained and brought back to Phuket Airport Customs. Then, they were held for several days until they had passed all the satchels from their bodies, all of which contained cocaine. All 3 women refused to cooperate during questioning, according to authorities, but they now face drug smuggling charges, among other violations. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
We really appreciate you joining us today on Phuket Extra, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. We'll see you again tomorrow. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000, and luxury properties can go all the way up to $20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks-and-mortar investment, offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.